Luka Doncic is undeniably one of the most gifted offensive players the NBA has ever seen. His combination of size, skill, vision, and scoring ability makes him a unique engine that can carry an offense like few others in the game today. But as incredible as Luka is with the ball in his hands, there's always been one major question hanging over his head. What can he give you on the defensive end? We know he's not going to suddenly become Kawhi Leonard or prime Tony Allen out there locking guys up. But can he at least be serviceable? Can he hold his own enough so that he's not getting hunted on every possession, getting blown by like he's not even there? That's going to be one of the defining storylines moving forward because Luka is such an offensive force that you can afford to build a roster around him in a very specific way. You don't have to do things the traditional way. You don't need him to be elite defensively if you surround him with the right type of players, athletes, defenders, versatile wings, 3-and-D guys who can switch, cover ground, and make up for whatever Luka lacks on that side of the ball. And this is where the Lakers, if they are serious about building for the future, really need to zero in. Let's assume the idea of pairing Austin Reeves next to Luka Doncic becomes a reality. Now that backcourt immediately brings up questions about defense and athleticism. Neither of them is exactly known for being a lockdown defender or a high flyer. So what do you need around them? You need youth, you need length, and you need guys who can flat out guard and move. The Lakers need to get younger, longer, and more athletic on the wings, period. This isn't a maybe, this is a must. And what we're starting to see across the league is a new wave of those kinds of players becoming available. Whether it's due to new CBA rules, luxury tax pressures, or teams simply looking to reshape their rosters, there's an opportunity for the Lakers to strike and grab players who fit this mold. Guys like Andre Jackson Jr., Olivia Maxence Prosper, and even long shot types like Arthur Kaluma or Adedo Kumbover are the prototypes you want to start collecting now, not later. Because even if they don't contribute much in year one, you're investing in the long-term identity of your team. You're planting the seeds for a roster that could explode 2 or 3 years from now. And this isn't just wishful thinking. It's already been proven. Look no further than what the Dallas Mavericks just did with Luka and Kyrie. The minute they surrounded those two with athletes, defenders, and switchable wings, everything changed. Suddenly, Derrick Jones Jr., who was buried on the Chicago Bulls bench, looked like a high-end 3-and-D role player. Why? Because Luka knows how to maximize those guys. He gets them easy buckets. He puts them in spots where they can just focus on playing hard, cutting, defending, and finishing. He raises the floor and ceiling of every role player around him. That's the kind of formula the Lakers need to be chasing. Luka isn't Jokic in terms of how he plays, but in terms of offensive gravity and playmaking, he's right there. Jokic and Luka are basically the only two players right now who can completely control a game without scoring a ton. That's how impactful they are. So you don't need a traditional build. You need athletes, length, shooting, and the ability to develop. Because if you nail that formula, you don't just become a playoff team. You become a title contender. Now, of course, we also have to talk about the evolution of LeBron James in this setup. LeBron has changed his game significantly in the last couple of seasons. He's become a better catch-and-shoot threat, and that helps immensely with spacing. That opens things up for Luka to operate in isolation or the pick and roll without worrying about a clogged paint. But even more importantly, Luka's jump shooting ability changes the dynamic of the offense compared to what the Lakers had with just LeBron and Anthony Davis. Luka doesn't need to get to the rim to be effective. He can stop on a dime and hit a step-back three. He can shoot over defenders even when the paint is packed. That alone makes it easier to play guys like Jared Vanderbilt, who struggled at times last season because of his offensive limitations. With Luka, the pressure is off those types of players to space the floor at an elite level. They still need to be at least respected, of course. You can't have non-shooters out there who completely destroy spacing. But with Luka, it's less of a fatal flaw than it used to be with the LeBron-AD pairing. Think back to the Miami Heat era when LeBron was at his peak. They moved Chris Bosh to the 5 not because they wanted to play small, but because they needed that floor spacing. LeBron needed shooters around him to open up the lane. Same thing in Cleveland with Kevin Love. Same thing in LA with Davis. But with Luka, you don't need to force a stretch 5 into the lineup. You can play a more traditional rim-running big if that guy brings elite defense and athleticism. Someone like DeAndre Ayton, if he can buy into a more physical defensive role. That's where the vision comes in. Imagine a lineup with Luka at the helm, Andre Jackson Jr. at the 2 or 3, 6'6", elite wingspan, defensive instincts, can guard multiple positions. Add Prosper, another 6'7" wing with a freakish wingspan and vertical. And someone like Arthur Kaluma or Adedokunbo there, who brings size and versatility on the wing. Throw in Ayton as your center. That's a 5-man group that can switch, run, rebound, and play with pace. They're not all going to be elite shooters, but if they're average, say 35 to 36% from deep, that's more than enough when Luka is creating open looks for everyone. Now, I'm not saying that the Lakers have to go all in on young and proven players, but if they're truly committed to being a player development organization, a farm system like the Dodgers have in baseball, then these are the types of guys you want under your umbrella. Even if they don't play significant minutes this year, you're building for the next wave. 2, 3 years from now, these guys could be the ones leading your second unit or even stepping into starting roles. Let's not forget what Oklahoma City has done. They've built their roster around length, athleticism, and defensive versatility. They swarm teams. They trap, they recover, they rotate. It's relentless. And most of their guys aren't 6'9". They're 6'3", 6'4", 6'6" guards who just move and play with energy. Now imagine doing that with legit 6'7" to 6'8" wings who are also built like tanks. That's where you really start to dream. And what made OKC dangerous wasn't just that they had athletes. It's that they had a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander who could score in the mid-range, hit tough shots, create an isolation, and run the offense. Luka is that, but arguably even more dynamic as a passer. He sees the floor in a way very few players ever have. So if you put the right tools around him, the possibilities are endless. Look at the way Denver is built around Jokic. It's not just shooters, it's cutters, defenders, athletes who can finish, and smart basketball players who understand spacing and timing. You want to recreate something similar with Luka, but with a bit more defensive bite. Because while Jokic is bigger and a better interior scorer, Luka has the ball handling and shot creation edge. You need to start thinking of this team as a system built around Luka's gravity. When you have a guy like him, everyone else just needs to complement what he does. The offense flows through him. The defense? That's where the role players come in. Guys who can switch, scramble, close out, and make second efforts. Guys who can chase over screens, recover, and contest. Luka's not going to be your defensive anchor. That's not who he is. But if you build the right unit around him, he doesn't have to be. Even a player like Bronny James could eventually fit that mold. Not the exact profile of a 6'7" wing, but he's athletic, he defends, and he plays hard. Arthur Kaluma is another guy fighting for a spot, and again, he's not going to be a superstar, but you don't need superstars. You need role players who can grow, develop, and play a role around your franchise player. That's the formula. And again, it's not even about them playing heavy minutes right now. The goal is to bring them into your system, get them into your culture, teach them how to play the right way, and then let them develop. Because when Luka is 28, 29, and entering his absolute prime, these guys will be 25, 26, and ready to go. That's how you build sustainable success. That's how you build a team that can win for a decade, not just a couple of years. This is the time for the Lakers to lean into that vision. Use the fact that you have Luka Doncic to your advantage and build the type of roster other teams simply can't. Don't chase names. Chase fits. Chase athletes, defenders, and high-motor players who can fill in the gaps. And most importantly, start now. Because if you wait until Luka is carrying too much of the load and breaking down physically, it'll be too late. Give him the help he needs before it becomes a necessity. Build the future now. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, Kevin Durant, one of the most electrifying talents in modern basketball, has reportedly stunned the entire NBA universe with news that has sent shockwaves through fans, analysts, and rival teams alike. According to sources close to the player, Durant has agreed to join the Los Angeles Lakers, in what is being described as a monumental move that could reshape the league's landscape for years to come. The deal, said to span 3 years, is rumored to include a staggering financial package that underscores Durant's status as one of the premier athletes of his generation. While official statements from the Lakers organization are still pending, insiders hint that negotiations were intense, highly strategic, and kept under tight wraps, fueling speculation and excitement across social media platforms and sports talk shows. Durant's potential arrival in Los Angeles ignites conversations about championship ambitions, roster dynamics, and the immediate impact on the Western Conference, where the Lakers have been striving to reclaim their dominant position. The rumor alone has prompted fans to speculate on how Durant's skill set, renowned for scoring versatility, elite defense, and unmatched basketball IQ, will mesh with existing Lakers stars. Industry experts suggest this could trigger a ripple effect, influencing trade talks, player movement, and even future contract negotiations across the league, making it a topic impossible to ignore. Reports suggest that Durant's decision was influenced by a combination of personal ambitions, career timing, and the allure of playing in a city with global prominence like Los Angeles. Analysts note that Durant has consistently sought environments where championship contention is realistic, and the Lakers roster, featuring a mix of seasoned veterans and promising young talent, may present the perfect balance of opportunity and challenge. Rumors indicate that Durant personally consulted with coaches, teammates, and advisors before finalizing his decision, reflecting a strategic approach aimed at maximizing both his legacy and team success. The potential union between Durant and the Lakers sparks endless discussion regarding tactical fit, offensive schemes, and defensive rotations, given Durant's versatility to play multiple positions and dominate on both ends of the court. Some speculate that this move could reinvigorate the Lakers brand, boosting merchandise sales, ticket demand, and media coverage in ways previously seen only during historic eras. Additionally, the NBA's competitive equilibrium could shift dramatically, as teams in the Western Conference may scramble to adjust strategies in anticipation of facing a Lakers squad bolstered by one of the league's most prolific scorers. Conversations on forums and in sports bars now revolve around imagined scenarios, with pundits debating whether Durant's presence will accelerate a championship run or reshape the Lakers' internal hierarchy in unpredictable ways, intensifying the league's intrigue. Inside sources suggest that the financial terms of Durant's rumored 3-year contract are nothing short of astronomical, highlighting both his individual market value and the Lakers' commitment to building a contender around his talents. Speculation has intensified around incentives, bonuses, and potential opt-out clauses, fueling debate over how this deal might influence future negotiations for other marquee players. Fans have flooded social media with reactions, ranging from euphoric celebrations, envisioning championship glory, to cautious skepticism about team chemistry and the pressures of integrating a superstar into an already established system. Analysts predict that Durant's arrival could significantly alter playing time distribution, offensive focal points, and leadership dynamics, potentially creating new challenges for coaches and teammates alike. The Lakers management is reportedly strategizing to balance Durant's usage while optimizing the strengths of complementary players, a task complicated by the heightened expectations of fans and media alike. This development has generated a flurry of hypothetical trade rumors, with other teams potentially seeking to recalibrate their rosters in response to what could be a seismic shift in the league's competitive landscape. Even casual observers of the NBA are now engaged in imagining the impact of Durant donning the iconic purple and gold, envisioning highlight reel plays, clutch moments, and defining matchups that could dominate sports headlines for seasons to come. The ripple effects of Durant potentially joining the Lakers are not limited to the court. The cultural and commercial implications are profound. Los Angeles, already a hub for entertainment and sports, could see a surge in national and international attention, with Durant's brand aligning with the city's high-profile status. Endorsement deals, media appearances, and public interest would likely soar, further intertwining Durant's personal narrative with the Lakers' storied history. Rumors suggest that social media engagement has already spiked, with hashtags, memes, and trending topics dedicated to speculating on Durant's first season in Los Angeles. Fan forums are abuzz with detailed projections about team chemistry, playoff potential, and a stylistic match between Durant's offensive prowess and the Lakers' existing game strategies. Basketball analysts emphasize that Durant's experience in high-pressure environments, including multiple finals appearances, could provide invaluable leadership in crucial moments, elevating younger players and reinforcing the team's mental toughness. The NBA ecosystem, from commentators to front office strategists, appears captivated by the prospect of Durant's influence on team dynamics, competitive balance, and fan engagement, making this rumor one of the most discussed topics in modern sports discourse. Every mention of Durant in Lakers colors now carries layers of intrigue, blending professional achievement, personal ambition, and a magnetic pull of star power into a narrative that continues to evolve with each passing day. While official confirmation remains elusive, the fervor surrounding Kevin Durant's potential move to the Lakers is undeniable, reflecting both the unpredictability of modern sports and the extraordinary draw of a player of his caliber. Rumors hint at intense behind-the-scenes negotiations, strategic planning by both Durant and the Lakers management, and a shared vision for achieving championship glory, creating an aura of anticipation that transcends ordinary off-season chatter. Fans are already envisioning arenas filled with cheering crowds, highlight reel plays that dominate social media, and a reshaped landscape in which the Lakers are immediate title contenders. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.